Rick Barnes and his Tennessee Vols are facing off against Dusty May and the Michigan Wolverines. Now, as a Tennessee fanatic, I kind of am hoping that Tennessee beats Michigan. Yes, I will admit, haven't quite been this sort of person that is nice when it comes to Michigan since 98 when Woodson got the Heisman over Peyton. Yes, I'm well aware that it wasn't Woodson's doing, but between Michigan and ESPN, yes, I am still salty about that. So, yes, I am probably going to be a little bit more rooting for Tennessee in this game than I should be. But Dusty May is a good coach. I'm going to give him that. I mean, the man took Florida Atlantic to the Final Four. Okay, only once. He only took the Florida Atlantic to the NCAA's twice. Same year, he won the conference regular season championship and the tournament championship when they were in the Conference USA. Very next year, he took him to the round of 64. Now, he did have one losing season there. He was still fourth in the conference in the East. He was 13-10 that season. Now, since he's been at Michigan, this is only his second season. First year there, he went 27-10, 14-6 in the conference, won the or made it all the way to the Sweet 16. This year, hey, he's in the Elite Eight. He went 34-3, 19-1 in the conference. Tennessee is not the team that you would expect to have made it at all into the Elite Eight this year. They were the fifth best SEC team, but they're the only SEC team left in the NCAA tournament. They just beat Iowa State 76-72, beat UVA 79-72, beat Miami of Ohio 78-56. In other words, they've been doing a really good job. But they're only a sixth seed. Michigan beat Howard 101-80, understandable. 95-72 against St. Louis. And then they just smacked down Alabama 90-77. I have no problems with them smacking down Alabama. By any stretch of the imagination, I have no problems with them smacking down this Alabama team, which at the end of the day may have a lot of games taken off the record because of certain situations. Um, the only team to have beaten Michigan this year was Wisconsin. That was 91-88. They have beat everybody in front of them. They beat Auburn. Well, Auburn's been a little bit hit or miss. I mean, they've done a really good job this year. They deserve to be, okay, pardon me. They were also beat by Duke. They were also beat by Purdue. Sorry, I didn't scroll down enough. Duke beating them is a little bit of a surprise. Purdue losing to them in the conference tournament was probably a really sad thing for them. But Tennessee, on the other hand, this has not been their year. They're 25-11. Uh, they were 11-7 in the conference. They lost to Kansas, Syracuse, and Illinois in a row. This is they lost to Vandy in the conference tournament regular season. Lost to Alabama. It was just a odd season for them. But Jacoby Gillespie and Nate Ament have turned it up in the NCAA. So we're going to cover this game like I always do by the numbers because that's how I judge these games. So let's see who can win this game.
Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, A. General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it.
Now, since Tennessee's the 6th seed, we're going to start with them first. 79.3 points a game is what they score on average. They allow 68.9 points a game. 46.6 field goal percentage, 69.4 free throw percentage, 34% from the 3-point line, 6.6 3-points made a game, 17.2 assists, 39.3 defensive rebounds a game. By the way, they're third in the nation on that stat. 11.3 turnovers, 3.7 block shots a game. They steal the ball 7.3 times a game. Jacoby Gillespie, who leads in points, assists, steals, 34.7 minutes a game, 18.3 points, 2.8 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 2 steals, 0.2 blocks, 2.4 turnovers, though. That is just a little too high. But considering all he does for the team, hey, 41.2 field goal percentage, 33.9 3-point percentage, and 81.3 free throw percentage. Nate Ament, who leads in rebounds, 29.6 minutes, 17 points, 6.4 rebounds, 2.4 assists, 1 steal, 0.6 blocks, 2.3 turnovers, 40.5 field goal percentage, 34.1 3-point percentage, and 79.1 free throw percentage. JP Estrella, 18.1 minutes, 10 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 0.8 assists, 0.3 steals, 0.4 blocks, 0.9 turnovers, 60.6 field goal percentage, 40% 3-point percentage, and 63.8 free throw percentage. Felix Akpara leads in blocks, 27 minutes, 7.9 points, 6.3 rebounds, 0.5 assists, 0.4 steals, 1.5 blocks, 1.1 turnovers, 60.1 field goal percentage, 36.4 3-point percentage, and 66.2 free throw percentage. Now, JP Estrella has done some amazing things in the NCAAs. And they need to make sure he's getting more play time. Same with Felix Akpara. When you've got the shooting percentages that those two men do, yeah, you should be using them. And as much as Jacoby Gillespie and Nate Ament have contributed to this team and gotten them to where they are, they're not making always the best shots. They're good shooters, but they're not what Felix Akpara and JP Estrella are. It's a solid team. They're rebounding amazingly well, working pretty decent as a team. Steals, not bad, even though they're having to rely on Jacoby Gillespie for that. Blocks could be far better. Could be far better. And you've got your two key players turning over the ball a little too much. And they're shooting okay in field goal range. You don't need okay in a game like this. You don't. You need real, real uh percent shooting caliber on this game. Now the Wolverines, 87.5% is what they're normally scoring a game. They're eighth in the nation on that. They're allowing 69.8 points, 51.1 field goal percentage. You're fourth in the nation on that. 74.2 free throw percentage, 36.9 3-point percentage. They're making 9.3 3-pointers a game. 18.8 assists a game. They're fourth in the nation on that stat. 36.8 defensive rebounds are 16th. 11.5 turnovers, 6.1 block shots. They're second in the nation on that one. And they steal the ball 5.5 times a game. Now, Yaxel Lindenborg, who leads in points and steals as a forward, 30.3 minutes, 14.9 points, 7 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.2 blocks, 1.1 turnovers, 52% field goal percentage, 37.4 3-point percentage, and 82.8 free throw percentage. Morris Johnson Jr. leads in rebounds, 25.1 minutes, 13.2 points, 7.3 rebounds, 1.2 assists, zero point 0.7 steals, 1.1 blocks, 1.3 turnovers, 62.5 field goal percentage, 36.4 3-point percentage, and 77.7 free throw percentage. Addie Mara, who leads in blocks and is their center, 23.2 minutes, 11.9 points, 6.8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, zero point 0.3 steals, 2.6 blocks, 1.9 turnovers, 66.9 field goal percentage, but 25% 3-point percentage, and 54.5 free throw percentage. Elliot Cadu, 26.9 minutes, 10.3 points, 2.6 rebounds, 5.7 assists, zero point 0.7 steals, 0.2 blocks, 2.3 turnovers, 41.6. Oh, he leads in assists, by the way, at that 5.7. So 41.6 field goal percentage, 37.5 3-point percentage, and 69.8 free throw percentage. I'm looking at this team. Yaxel Lindenborg, and Morez Johnson are doing all the right moves. Addie Amara also doing some great moves here. Now, Elliot Cadeau is being the floor general here, getting the ball out to what they need to do. You've got some great defense going on this team. They're working as a team. Not so much in steals, but they're doing great when it comes to blocking with most folks. Turnovers, not real. I mean, it's a little bit of a problem, but nothing major. But their shooting percentages are amazing when you get the ball to the right person. I would say that this is they well deserve the number one seed, and they're an amazing team in every aspect of this game. I mean, 5.7 steals maybe is a weakness. Blocks aren't really a weakness at all. Turnovers, not even that bad, but rebounding, scoring, defense, yeah, this looks like a solid overall team. Looking at what the experts are saying, ESPN is saying that Michigan's got a 68.3% chance to win this game. Tennessee's got a 31.7% chance to win this game. I think one of the major keys in this is that Tennessee's boards do good on defense. They will be able to break up the strengths of Michigan. Not to mention, the only weakness on that side of things is who Tennessee is going to be putting on Addie Mara. I'm looking at stat wise. Shooting percentages show. If you know who to get the ball to score, that makes all the difference in the world. And they seem to be able to do that. Now, Tennessee's not blocking all that well, and they're going to have a problem with that. Turnovers probably are going to be a little bit of a factor here, but both teams are stingy on turnovers. Could be better at that, but Tennessee's a little bit better at stealing the ball. They're both really good rebounding teams. Tennessee needs to score a little bit more. When you've only got three players in double digits, you're relying on one player a little too much. But JP Estrella has been stepping up. Felix Akpara is doing a lot on defense. I'm looking at these two teams, and I hate to say this, as a Tennessee Vols fan, I really do hate saying this, especially when it comes to Michigan. But Michigan should win this game. Now, Tennessee, if Tennessee's forwards step up in the right way, and that's the key here, they have to step up in the right way, then they can disrupt Michigan's plans and win this game. I mean, in all honesty, they shouldn't have beaten Iowa State. They probably, you know, this being, Rick Barnes knows how to get his team to where they're at. They're in the Elite Eight for the third time under at Tennessee. He did amazing things at Texas. He knows how to get to the big leagues. I'm looking at this though. I don't think they're going to be able to make it out of the Elite Eight because I don't know if Nate Mint, uh, Estrella, Akpara, I don't know if they're going to be able to match up well against Michigan's forwards. That's going to be the key to Tennessee being able to win this game is if they can handle the forwards of Michigan. You're also going to have to let the people that can score, and let the people that do defense do defense. You can't have 40% shooting in this game. This is going to be the kind of game you've got to rely when you get the ball to be able to score with it. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you're can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker. I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.